Greetings all and welcome back to the channel. Thanks for taking the time to watch this video. In general, most reviewers seem to agree that the original Asus Rog Ally with the Z1 Extreme processor fared much better than the MSI Claw at launch. And most were disappointed by the Claw at first. MSI has however pushed out some updates for the unit that has it performing better, and it has had a significant price drop. So with that in mind, I thought I would do a comparison of the budget MSI Claw versus the more premium Asus Ally X. The X has essentially the same CPU as the original ROG Ally, but it has more and slightly faster RAM and some other features that make it quite popular. The question is it enough to justify the roughly $300 price difference? The Claw also has an Intel processor, so the age-old debate of AMD versus Intel will apply here. Before we get to that though, please just remember that all my videos are based off of research and not a hands-on experience. I try to give my viewers a comprehensive summary of some of the findings of the top reviewers out there. There are links to my source material in the description if you want some more detail, so feel free to watch and give them some love as they truly deserve it. If you find some value from this video, please remember to like, share and subscribe. It helps the channel out and I appreciate every bit of support. I also just want to give a quick thanks to every subscriber. The channel has been growing at a steady rate and it is thanks to all of you that are willing to watch and engage. You're legends, guys. So with that said, let's take a quick look at the specs of these two units. Here, the most significant differences between these devices are their CPU and battery. When looking at the CPUs on the units we're going to compare, MSI has the Intel Core Ultra 7 155 chip, and Asus utilizes an AMD Ryzen Z1 Extreme. The choice impacts everything from graphical performance to power efficiency, with these two processors trading blows. From what I have seen, the AMD chip comes out on top most of the time though, but maybe it's just because I'm Team Red when it comes to these two companies. Battery capacity tells a stark story though, with the Ally X's 80 watt-hour battery dwarfing the Claw's 53 watt-hour battery. This essentially means that you'll get much longer gaming sessions on the Ally X. Other key differences include the fact that the Ally X also offers 24 gigs of RAM compared to the Claw's 16 gigs, providing more headroom for multitasking and demanding games. Wireless connectivity differs as well, with the Claw supporting the newer Wi-Fi 7 standard, while the Ally X uses Wi-Fi 6. And lastly, the display on the LIX includes additional protection with its Corning Gorilla Glass, offering enhanced durability over the Claw's standard display. Next, let's consider design and ergonomics. The MSI Claw and the Asus Rog LIX share remarkably similar dimensions, but subtle differences emerge in the design philosophy. The LIX features more pronounced hand grips and feels more premium in build quality, while the Claw offers a straighter grip that some users might find more comfortable. The Claw does have one notable advantage. It has Hall effect joysticks, which eliminates stick drift and provides more precise control. The LIX counters with tactile triggers and a more refined button layout. When it comes to performance, it varies significantly across different games and settings. In a lot of benchmarks, the Asus ROG LX outperforms the MSI Claw. Reviewers found that in games like Cyberpunk 2077, the LIX leads by as much as 20 to 30 frames per second. But in lighter indie games, the performance differences become less pronounced. The Claw hangs in there and is not significantly far behind, but there was some findings that the gameplay was a bit jittery at times, with performance levels fluctuating more on the Claw than on the X. Check out the Forks' review linked in the description below for a detailed breakdown and benchmarks. One area where the Claw shines though is the audio quality apparently. It is very good, possibly the best there is when it comes to handheld gaming consoles if the feedback I've seen is to be believed. So if good quality sound is important to you, keep that in mind. The LIX's Armory Crate software was praised as the better choice between these two though. For many, it apparently offers better control options that are more intuitive than the Claw's version of the software. As mentioned before as well, battery life is another critical differentiator. The LIX's 80 watt-hour battery provides nearly double the playtime of the Claw's 53 watt-hour battery, offering up to 3 hours gameplay compared to the Claw's roughly 77 minutes. But let's have a look at some pros and cons to simplify this breakdown for you. The MSI Claw has a more affordable price point at around $499. It has Hall effect joysticks and it has modern Wi-Fi 7 connectivity. On the downside, it has shorter battery life, less refined software, and inconsistent performance across games. The Asus ROG LIX has superior battery performance, more RAM at 24 gigs, and more consistent gaming performance. But it has a slightly higher price tag at around $799 the sound on it is slightly less clear and it has less advanced wireless connectivity. So at the end of the day, the Asus Rog Ally X offers better performance, battery life, and build quality. For those who can afford it, it is the way to go. However, the MSI Claw presents a compelling alternative for budget-conscious gamers willing to compromise on some features. If you're an Intel fan, the Claw is a very good option with some noteworthy qualities like the great audio, and it will do most of what the Ally X or its predecessor, the ROG Ally, can do. Personally, I have always been an AMD fanboy, as its processors have just offered better value to me. When comparing these two handhelds, though, it is hard to ignore the Claw, especially if cost is a major factor to you. That's it for this one though. I hope it's given you some clarity when comparing these two handhelds. If you're looking at purchasing either of these, please consider using my links in the description as it helps the channel out at no cost to you. If you want some more info on the LIX, you can check out my other videos on it by clicking on the link on screen now. Have a nice day, and I will catch you in the next tech update.